Hey, Into House campers. Hope you're having a great time this week. My name is Storm Ziegler. I am the director of Happiness Incorporated at Kennedy High School in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. I'm excited to talk to you a little bit today about just some basic vocal concepts that I hope you can take with you and use in your regular choir and your show choir experience, whatever school you're in. One of the things that I found as a student of singing back in my college days and in my early days of teaching is that there are so many different ways to talk about singing and to sort of think about it in your head that it gets to be really confusing to know what to focus on, and as a teacher, how to explain that to kids. So I met a guy who's turned into a mentor of mine. His name is Brett Carroll. He is the director of Burbank High School out in Burbank, California. And he had an approach for teaching singing that really simplified things down into just a couple of key areas that made it really easy for my students to grasp onto and understand. And when I started teaching his method several years ago, that was when the performance level of my groups really started to grow and the quality of their singing improved tremendously. So I want to share that with you today. Voice teachers talk about singing in all sorts of different ways, all sorts of images and colors and feelings you're supposed to feel, and everyone's a little bit different. Brett and now I talk about this using really only three things: ping, space, and air. Let's talk about each of those things for a little bit. What is ping? Ping is really the placement of your sound. And what we're looking for is sort of a forward placement. You might hear some people will talk about it as forward in the mask, sort of this is the mask here. And it's the area where you want to feel the buzz or the vibration of your singing. So ping is talking about placing that sound forward. We'll talk more about that in a minute. Space is talking about the inside space in your vocal tract to allow the sound to move and resonate inside the cavity so that it, when it comes out, it has the fullest, widest sound that you can have. So opening up your space to let the sound move around. And then the third component is air. Air is the fuel for singing, right? So we want the most amount of air that we can have to sing, and we want to be able to control that as best we can. So really, when it all comes down to it, it's placing your sound when you sing, the space that you allow that sound to move around in while you sing, and then making sure that you have enough fuel for that sound. Think of it this way. You want to have, on a scale of 1 to 10, you want to try to be a 10 in all of those things at all the time. 10 in ping, 10 in space, and 10 in air. That's way easier said than done. It's really easy to find a 10 in one of those at a time, and maybe two of those at a time. But sometimes when you start trying to put them together, you're going to lose, maybe I'm at a 10 in ping and now I'm opening my space up, and so I lose some of that forward placement, and so now I'm not a 10 in ping anymore. So the trick is trying to balance all of those things exactly to make a great sound. Let me give you some examples of what I'm talking about. I want to focus on ping today because that's the thing that, for my money with my students, that has been where I've gotten the biggest bang for the buck in terms of improvement from them and the quality of their sound, the amount of sound that they're able to produce, and the ability of that sound to project over instruments to an audience, which is really what we're looking for in show choir, right? So let me give you an example of zero ping. Here's zero ping. My tongue is raised, my space in the back is closed, there's nothing buzzing up here in the front of my mask, no ping. Now way too much ping. That's a lot of ping, not much space. There's some air going through there, but it's not fast air. So we're trying to find the balance for that. Let's find out, how can you find the right placement for where that sound should vibrate in your mask. Let me give you an exercise for that. So I want you to say three consonants, M, N, and NG. So you're going to go mm, 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 mm. And when you get to the N and the NG, you're going to feel that buzz naturally right in here. It's just really buzzy. You'll feel the vibration here, and if you're doing it right, your nose is probably going to tickle a little bit. So that's the space you're looking for. So now the challenge is, I've got the consonant placed right, and now I want to add a vowel to it. What am I going to do? I'm just going to open it up. I'm going to open it up to the widest vowel that we make, which is the E vowel. So I'm going to just go right to NG. Excuse me, got some morning voice here. So that NG, opening it up to an E. And you'll feel that forward placement on the vowel. Then you're going to gradually open up to more open vowels. Trying to keep the vibration you're feeling on that vowel in the forward placement in your mask. That's the general idea in a quick 5-minute thing. So M-N-N-G, and then open up to an E, then E-A-R-O-U, E-A-R-O. And if you ever feel that it's moved from here, stop and start over again. And experiment with moving that sound inside your vocal tract to get that pingy resonant sound that we're looking for. Hope that helps, gang. I hope you have a wonderful time at the Indahouse camp this week, and we'll see you soon.